The appliance industry is a very competitive place, and every manufacturer is looking for an advantage. 75 years ago, Vent-A-Hood pioneered the range hood. We had some smart engineers who came up with a simple formula for effective ventilation, and that's the basis of the products that we manufacture today. In the range hood market, the manufacturers are promoting CFM. CFM, 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 big blowers. But I'm an engineer, and I can tell you that big blowers mean big noise and big air conditioning bills. Heat rises. It's not rocket science, it's simple science. Heat rises. So we make canopy style hoods. That is the only style of hood we make. In that segment, we have a lot of competitors that also make canopy style hoods. For instance, this guy. The thing is, this is just an enclosure full of hardware with a filter bank across the bottom of it. We don't do things that way. Our hood is constructed differently. We have a wide open, inviting canopy to collect the contaminants that are rising off the cooking equipment. There's nobody else in the marketplace that is using a wide open canopy. It gives us a big advantage, and it gives us a big cost savings to the homeowner. We're very selective about the air that we remove. We put this wide open inviting canopy over the heat source, and we let the hot air, hot gases naturally rise into the hood. Then our blower system's job is totally different. All we have to do is keep that box empty. The air coming off of the cooking equipment, the heat and the gases are going to flow right into the box, and the blower system is just going to selectively remove the contaminated air. No home air conditioning. So what we're going to do here is we're going to handle the same amount of heat, but we're going to do it with a lot less airflow. Now, if we have a hotter piece of cooking equipment, we might need more CFM. We start with a 300 CFM blower. That's our base model. This is our B100 blower system, 300 CFM. This is the basis for everything we do. If we're dealing with hotter cooking equipment, we can add more blowers. 300, 600, 900, 1200 CFM, all the way up to 2400 CFM when needed. What that allows us to do is turn on individual blowers over hot areas and not pull air out of the rest of the canopy. Each blower is capable of producing 300 CFM. This is an example of a competitor's model. They're going to use a central blower system. That's customary in our industry. Just about everybody does it this way. The only difference between this guy and the next guy is the label on the front. They're going to use a large variable speed blower mounted up behind a bank of filters. They're going to use those filters to capture the grease. They're not going to capture hardly any of the grease. It's going to go right through the filter. It's going to coat everything that's inside that canopy. The motor, the electrical, the ductwork. And the thing is, we can't get in here to clean it out. It's there for life. Our hood allows us to make a big difference in sound. Now what I want to do is I want to turn this hood on and let you listen to it. And we're going to speed it up all the way till we have all of our cooking equipment going and we need all 1200 CFM. Now as we speed this up, anytime you speed up a blower, you make more noise. To get more airflow here, we have to speed it up because it only has one blower. We should get liftoff any moment. Okay, that's pretty annoying. So the consumer, the customer who bought this, turns it back down so it doesn't make so much noise. When they turn it down, that's fine as long as they're turning down their cooking equipment at the same time. But if they have a hot piece of cooking equipment and it's Thanksgiving Day and they turned it down because it's noisy, all of the smoke and stuff is going to come rolling right out of this hood and you're going to smell it and it's going to permeate the house. We do it differently. We have individual blowers in here. This is our 1200 CFM hood. We have 4 blowers in here, 300 CFM each. I'm going to turn these blowers on one at a time. That is the quiet hush of one Ventahood 300 CFM blower. Now, this is over a big piece of cooking equipment. So when we're doing more cooking, we have more burners going here. We have to transfer more heat out of the house. We're going to need some more airflow. Let's turn on a second blower and get 600 CFM. It's a holiday. We've got all the burners going today. We need all the airflow. Let's turn on 900 and 1200 CFM. Regardless of how many blowers are on, we still hear the same sound as 300 CFM would make in this hood. That's it. 300 CFM, even though we're moving 1200 CFM. Consumers have just been polled, and they indicated that they would pay more money for appliances that are quieter. We've got the multiple blower system. Everybody else is doing this. There's some other differences. Our blowers have a centrifuge. They do the same thing that's done in every scientific laboratory. They centrifugally expel the grease from the airstream. We're going to rapidly spin that air and throw the grease out into the blower housing. The blower housing collects the grease. We're going to periodically remove the grease from that housing. But the air that goes on beyond the blower doesn't have the grease. It has the odors, the heat, whatever other byproducts there are from cooking, but we needed to capture that one thing. The grease, we can't let it out. We have to capture it. So we're going to do a very effective job of capturing it regardless of our airflow, because each one of our blowers does its job all the time. When we need more airflow and turn on more blowers, each blower becomes its own grease extractor. That's how we keep our ductwork clean, so we're very effective and very efficient. The effectiveness, the wide open canopy. The efficiency, we're only removing the air that went into the canopy, and we can selectively turn on blowers over the hot spot so that we don't pull air conditioning out of the other side of the hood if we're not cooking over there. Our product doesn't rely on a big blower and move a lot of air to be effective. We do things differently. We have a system that uses a wide open inviting canopy. We selectively collect the gases, and we remove those gases with a very efficient and effective blower. That blower also strips the grease out, and when you turn on a bunch of those blowers, it doesn't make any more noise than one blower. Ventahood is the smartest range hood on the market. The most important thing is it just works.